Welcome to Grace and Grit Living. We are playing barbershop today. In case, I used to be a hairstylist a long time ago, and I would advise you to go to your hairstylist or barber if you have the money, and be sure to tip them because they live off of tips. Trust me, I used to. That's how I fed my kids before I become a nurse. But if you're in a bind and you don't have the money, I'm going to show you how to do a basic short haircut. All right, first thing I'm going to do is comb his hair straight down, all the way around. He's wanting a short haircut, so I'm starting off with a number 4 guard.
Wait, hold up, no, wait, pause this, please.
I'm going to take a number 4 guard, and with a kind of sweeping out motion like this, I'm going to go up to about right here. And this is just to get some of the excess long hair off. And see how I'm kind of going outward? I'm going to go all the way around with this 4. And I'm going to pull his ear down so I can get right here by his ear. I've got a bunch of teenagers and young men in the house tonight. My grandson is worried to death that I'm going to give him a military haircut. But I've cut his hair since he was a baby. I was the first one to give him a haircut. And see, I'm just kind of going, I'm staying close to the head, but yet when I get up close to the top, I'm outward kind of motion like this. And I'll go back and clean this lower part up as we go. Right now, this is just to get rid of the excess long hair so I can see what I'm doing. This is called a fade. This is going to be a longer fade, not a military type fade. He's going to be so handsome. He's already handsome, but he's going to be, I'm going to pull the ear down when I get by the ear so I can kind of move it out of the way. I'm just going to kind of push the ear forward to get behind it. And I'm going to stay close to the scalp. But you don't want to just really rake the scalp to pieces either. But you want to follow along the curvature of the head. But since I'm wanting to make it longer on top, that's the reason I'm kind of coming outward with it. So that I don't get too far into the top. And you want to, when you're cutting hair, you want to go against the way the hair grows. If the hair was growing up like this, I would be going downward with it. But since the hair grows down, that's why I'm going upward. Where it grows sideways, you want to come at it from the angle that it's going. This way you don't miss any. So for the front, I'm going to cut it with scissors. And I have some good old switchblade scissors. I don't even know if they make these anymore. I've had these for years. When you're using clippers on hair, you do not want the hair wet. But since I'm going to go and trim the front and cut the top to the length that he wants it, I've got to wet this down to use my scissors. Now remember, y'all, if you have the money to go and get it done, go get it done. But I'm showing y'all this. I'm not trying to take away the business of hairstylists and barbers because they need their jobs, they need money, but this is in case you get into a bind. This may get you by until you can afford a haircut. And when you have natural light, it casts a shadow. Luckily, I've got some fluorescent lights, but it's not the best lighting in the world, but we're going to make do. All right, Mason, how short do you want your bangs? Do you want it about the eyebrow?
A little higher.
A little higher?
Yeah. Right there.
All right. The hair will draw up When it's wet, it's going to be longer. When it dries, it will draw up, so you want to cut it a little bit longer than where they want it. All right, hold real still. You can't be scratching at hair.
You got water all over my nose.
Well, you'll be all right. You'll live. Now, if you move, you're going to make me mess up. All right, going from the side, I'm going to start a little bit longer. You can always go shorter. If you don't feel comfortable freehanding it like that, you can take and push it down, but the only thing about pushing it down is if they have cowlicks, you're going to affect that cowlick. So if you freehand it, if they've got a cowlick, it's going to go, it just goes better and it doesn't show the cowlick as bad. You can always go shorter though, but you can't put it back on. So it's best to start off a little bit longer and see how much it draws up when it dries. And when you see a spot that you know is quite a bit longer, you can just go in there a little at a time. All right, so I've got my base as far as the bangs for my guide. I'm going to go to the back here, to the crown. Cold and allergies is still kicking my butt. I'm going to go to the crown of the head. And I'm going to get a guideline for back here. And compared to the front, you see about how much you want to cut off. So I'm just going to cut. Y'all hadn't done this in forever, and I never did specific parts or parting the hair off. I just always grab the hair and go. All right. And you want to pull it straight out 90 degrees from the way that it grows. So the scalp right here, 90 degrees would be straight up from there. 90 degrees right here would be out like this. So you want to cut it at a 90-degree angle. And to kind of get an idea, pull your front up and see about how short you are, and then your back. So that's pretty good. And he may end up wanting to go a little shorter, I don't know. I'm cutting it that way, and then I'm gonna come across like this. And I'm gonna check it, and I'm gonna go across with it. That way I've got a guide this way and this way. Then I'm gonna take, and I'll just kind of part it. And I'll take my shortest guide, which is from the bangs, hold your head up, where the bang starts right here. And I'm gonna pull it straight 90 degrees out from the head. And I'm gonna take it to the back, where my back guide is. Little at a time. And you take it from the shortest spot you see on this side to the shortest spot on that side. And then you take the next section. Same thing. Go from your shortest point and pull it 90 degrees out. And you want to take it to your guide in the back. There's my shortest piece. I'm going on back. Now, same thing over here. Take it from the shortest point, pull it 90 degrees out, and cut it at that 90-degree angle. 90 degrees, and then there's my short piece right there. Then to check it, you want to get in the front, pull it straight up. And you want to pull it 90 degrees from where the head is at. See how on the sides, I'm pulling it 90 degrees because the bang is going to the side. But right here in the middle, you just want to go straight across. And this is how you check it. And I missed a big old spot. And just right there in the front. But this is the reason you check it, is you can see what you may or may not have missed. Okay. You're going to use your middle as your guide. You're going to take the shorter part and blend it to the longer part, and then we will finish with the fade, taking it shorter on the sides, if that's what he wants. He's not wanting to go very short, so we'll see. Where's my spray bottle? And y'all, I'm rusty with the haircut, and I hardly ever do it anymore. But he was really needing a haircut. So sometime to blend, you may have to angle it a little bit if they don't want to go real short. But I'm basically taking my shortest piece, pulling the hair straight out at a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to slowly come up. And see, there's my shortest piece, and I'm going to the longest piece in the middle. And you take another small section. The smaller the section, the better cut you're gonna have, but I am doing it in bigger slices because years of experience, I feel like I can. But if you're nervous, you can take smaller sections. And then I'm just combing it forward when I get through with that little spot. So I'm taking it 90 degrees. See right here? Straight out to here is 90 degrees. Because of the way the head curves. Right like this is 90 degrees. So I'm pulling it 90 degrees from the head. And you don't follow it all the way across. All right, 90 degrees right here is straight out. It's just like that. $90 degrees. And there's my shorter guide right there. All right. The corner here is where most people end up leaving a tag or hair. So you have to be real careful when you get to the corner to make sure you get it all. And once again, I'm pulling it out and cutting it 90 degrees. Straight out from the way the hair grows. And see my shorter piece, and I'm cutting it to the short piece right here. And then I'm gonna go to the next section. Degrees. My hair's dry, so you want to make sure your hair that you're cutting with scissors is really good and wet. Otherwise, you're liable to miss some hairs. next section. I was just going back over that. Alright. His hair right here, the way it grows, is almost like a little flat area. You still want to do 90 degrees. Pull it straight out from the way the hair grows. Oh, it's dry right there. And then when you get to the other side, you have to kind of change your position and the way that you cut. So it's going to be a little different. I mean, same thing, you're just going to have to change the way you stand and the position you get in. This side is my awkward side. All right, I'm going to speed up a little bit. Y'all have the gist of that. I'll take a little bit smaller section right there. All right, I'm wanting to pull it straight out from the head. I have really bad arthritis in my hands and it makes my hands cramp, so I usually don't do haircuts anymore. My hand's starting to cramp now. See, now I'm getting to where I'm having to try to get him from a different position. It's different the way you hold your hands. It's just different on this side. I can't explain it. I need to wet it. And then in order to cut the bottom, I'm going to have to make sure the bottom is dry. Hold your head up straight. "90 degrees. See, I'm using the guide that I've done cut with that number 4 guard, the shortness. And the reason I don't start out with a larger, smaller guard, even if I'm wanting to go smaller on the sides, is because it is hard to blend like a number 2 to this length. But that's basically called a high and tight. Getting right here. I have a hard time holding my hands on this side for some reason. 90 degrees. To my shorter piece there. I'm just kind of coming back and looking to make sure that I didn't miss some. All right. Yeah, I'm having a hard time holding my hands like this. especially when I get right here. It's kind of tricky. I usually go behind them and finish it from back there because I can hold my hands better. I'll usually pull it straight up and then I'll do it this way. Except my hands are wanting to cramp. I have really bad rheumatoid arthritis. So that is blended. You can check it by pulling it up like this. You can check it to see if you missed any. See, I have a little tag right there. Okay, so we got our top cut. Now I need to let him look at it and see how much shorter he's wanting me to go on the sides. Kara, if you will pause it. All right, he doesn't want to go any shorter on the sides, so basically I'm gonna go back and make sure that I got all the little hairs. So I'm just gonna kind of go back over it. Just down here low. I'm not gonna get up high and get into what I've cut with the scissors. I'm gonna go this way, this way. You wanna kind of go every which way you can to make sure that you've got all the any little long hairs you might have missed. See how I'm going this way around the ears? I'm gonna hold it as close to the scalp as I can, and I'm gonna go slower, but I'm not gonna get up into here. I need some new guards. And heaven forbid a guard comes off. You don't want that. All right. I'm getting it close to the scalp as I can. When I get about right here, I'm going to kind of go out with it. I'm going to go at different angles though, because sometimes the hair grows at different angles. That way I can make sure I get every little thing. If you look like you got some long hairs, just keep on going through it. Go at different angles. And you want to hold it close to the scalp so you can make sure you get those hairs. If it was me, I would go with the 3 on the bottom to clean it up real nice. I'm going to go around the ear like this or towards the front because some of the hairs grow back this way. And these are not the best clippers or guards. But since I'm pulling the ear down a little bit, and I see a spot in the front that I need to blend a little better. Alright, so I'm going to clean this up. I don't have any little trimmers, but I'm going to do the best I can with some. I'm going to do the best I can with the big ones and with just some little shaver trimmers that I have. All right, see right here? See how I got some pieces right there that are longer? I'm just going to take and freehand that. I'm going to take the hairs. I'm going to cut them or push them forward. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to try to blend that with the bangs and the side. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm going at a different angle. See right there? I got a little bit. Same thing on this other side. Comb it forward. All right, I'm gonna have to take my big, you have to be real careful if you're doing this with big clippers because it can cut the ear. Do you want sideburns or not?
No.
No sideburns, so you want it cut even with right here? And see, ideally, you would want to do this with a shorter guard, but since he's wanting to go drastic, you want to take this part of your clipper and you want to kind of follow the curve of the hairline around. You want to pull the ear down and just follow the curvature of the hairline. And hopefully not cut him. It would help. Oh, don't move. You're going to cause me to gap you. On the back, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to square it up. Right here, I'm going to follow the hairline. Do you see how I'm following the hairline? You just want to use that edge. All right, hold your head down. Do you want it squared off or rounded?
Squared.
All right, well your hair, it don't grow in real good right there, so you may want to round it.
Round it.
All right, I'm going to round this because of the way his hair grows. If I squared it, I would come straight down and square it off, but because his hair is thinner right there, I'm just going to round it off. Okay, before I finish that, I'm going to go to this side. I'm going to cut his sideburns off right there. Once again,
She needs some new clippers.
I'm going to follow the hairline and take the corner of this and go around the ear. See how I'm kind of going around the ear, following that hairline? Try not to move because this is one of the hardest parts. Those few little hairs there. If I had some little trimmers, it would go a lot easier. Sorry for the noise. These old trimmers are about wore out. So I'm just back here. I'm just making sure that I've got it rounded good. You see how I have it rounded on the edges? I've got it rounded. Then you want to go to the front and you want to make sure that your sides are even. Look at me. Because everybody's got one ear that's lower than the other. So you just want to take your fingers and put them at the bottom. And see, and that's good. So, how are you going to comb it, Mason? Or are you going to comb it?
No, I just let it fall.
Let it fall?
Yeah.
And there you go with the, see, when it starts drying, it draws up. So if you took it as short as what he wanted it in the beginning, it would be up to here. And he does have a cowlick that draws it up. So that's another reason you'd want to freehand it. So there you go. There is a basic haircut. I hope this helps if you get into a bind. But remember, support your local hairdresser and barber. And be sure and leave them a tip. Because that's how I fed my kids when they were growing up. God bless. Hope to see you again.